Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here, bringing you another PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds video. Now before I go into the monthly update, which is what this video is mainly about, I just want to go into a few pieces of news for PlayerUnknown, as there's been quite a lot of news about this game out recently, so I just thought I'd talk about that a little bit before we get into the nitty-gritty of the monthly update. So first off, Battlegrounds has now surpassed 6 million in sales, and it's only maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago that it surpassed 4 million in sales, so it's doing very well. The concurrent player base on Steam is currently second only to CSGO and Dota 2, so it is the highest ranked non-Steam game on there at the moment, and it really doesn't show any signs of stopping anytime soon. There's a lot of work behind the scenes going on to get this game out in time. Brendan Green, who is PlayerUnknown, has admitted that it will slip from his 6 months to full release timetable. It's going to slip back to probably later into the year, sometime in the 4th quarter. But he's still looking to be on track to release it fully by the end of the year. But as I said, the concurrent player base, the peak players was on in July. This was noted on PlayerUnknown's Twitter account, and they actually hit 481,291 players at one point. So yeah, amazing numbers. This game's doing amazingly well at the moment, and it looks like we're going to get some new combat animations. Now there are some new animations in the works which I've talked about in a previous video. These are jumping and vaulting animations which are going to allow you to jump over walls, go through windows, jump across cars, things like that, things that you would expect to have in, a real life situation, and I think they will mix up the combat quite a lot. There are some more animations which are going to be coming along. There is a new one which will allow you to do a commando roll into the prone position, so that's an interesting one. No dates as for when these are going to be released, but hopefully they will be sooner rather than later. Now I've spoke before about the maps that they're going to be releasing. There are 2 new maps in the works, but they have admitted that it's going to be a long way off before either of these maps sees the light of day. They said that the current map that we play on took 6 months to complete, so working on 2 maps at the same time is proving quite a struggle, and it looks as though they're going to try and concentrate on just one of these maps for now, but they don't know which one it's going to be right now. There was a picture that came out of a desert setting which is going to be the setting for one of the maps, but they said this picture was purely just a very polished area of the map that they chose to do the screenshot for. So they've said that there's a lot of work involved in doing the maps, which I assume there will be, because these maps are quite expansive. There's a lot of work has to go into it, so unfortunately we're not going to see them anytime soon. It's probably going to be quite a few months away before we get word on when we will get those. So yeah, this game is doing amazingly well. I think it's beating expectations of what anybody thought it could do. I'm enjoying it massively. I've started to do a series of playthroughs on it. Anybody that's watched them, you will notice that we don't generally play for a win. Well, we do go for a win, but it doesn't really work out like that at all so far. I think in the couple of 100 rounds that I've had in this game so far, I've maybe only won twice, I think it was, or 3 times, but it's just the taking part that matters to me. Yeah, I'd like to win more, but I guess that'll come in time as I get better at the game. But it makes you wonder why this game is so good, why it's become so addictive, and I think one of the main reasons for it is the fact that it's more grounded in reality than a lot of other similar games. And what I'm trying to get at is, if you play Battlefield 1 for instance, you'll think nothing of doing a round of conquest and getting 20, 30 kills. And yeah, that makes you feel good, you've done that, you've got those kills, that's all well and good. But for Battlegrounds, you've got to think a lot more about what you're doing, because there is no respawn. When you're dead, you're dead. So, and if your teammates are in the game, you've got to sit and wait until they're dead before you can start a new round. So you've got to think a lot more tactical, you've got to pick your fights, and I think with doing that, it's not a game where you're going to be walking away with 30 kills. If you're lucky, you might get a round where you could maybe get 6, 7, 8 kills if you're working in a good team, but more often than not, you're only going to get a couple of kills. But I think when you get those 1 or 2 kills that you've worked on, it's a lot more rewarding. You feel a lot better because you've got those kills. You've worked towards them, you've laid out a strategy with your teammates, or if you're in solo, you've worked out how to take out somebody, where was best to do it, what weapon was best, what, should you be in auto mode on your rifle or burst mode. You've put a lot more thinking into it than simply pointing and shooting at somebody and hoping for the best like you might do in something like Battlefield 1. So I think for me that's what makes this game so unique, is that it just brings things back to basics. It strips back all of the crap that you get with a lot of games like Call of Duty and Battlefield. And again, the teamwork. There's a lot more emphasis put on teamwork than there is in this. You could go in Battlefield and play with your friends, but it's a bit hard to get things tactical with teamwork because it's so fast paced, whereas this game isn't. You can take it at your own pace. So let's get into our 4th monthly update for the game. Now this is going to be a slightly controversial one because they're bringing out the new crate system, and basically what they're looking at doing with this crate system is a similar system to CSGO where you get cosmetic items in crates. You can pay for them, you can trade them, you can sell them on the Steam marketplace. And a lot of people are saying this is basically microtransactions and these shouldn't appear in a game that's only early access, which I can understand their argument, but I can also understand the argument from PlayerUnknown, and that is that this game needs a constant source of revenue. Yes, they've had amazing sales and yes, it's made a lot of money, but to constantly keep working at a game like this and to also maintain servers, pay your staff, they need a constant source of income. So of course there's a lot of us out there that have bought the game. There's 6 million copies of the game out there, but so far that's it. There's just that 6 million in sales and nothing else has been made since that. So the crate system is going to be a way for them to raise extra revenue for the game, and the thing with it is it's completely optional. You don't have to take part in it. People that use it are going to be getting purely cosmetic items. There's going to be no tactical advantage within the game. You know, they're not buying power-ups, they're not buying extra armor, things like that, better weapons. It's just cosmetic. There's no gain or advantage within the game itself. So as I say, whilst I understand the argument from both sides, I think it's just something that they feel is necessary to do to continue the game. So for this update we're going to get 2 free crates. There will obviously be one that you can purchase. I think it's about $2.50, and this will have some unique items in it again which can be traded on the marketplace within Steam, so they're going to have some monetary value, I reckon, once people do pay for them. But of course you still get 2 crates for free. There is the Survivor crate, which has a lot of clothing within it, and then there is the Wanderer crate, which again full of different items of clothing that you can buy for your character. So getting into the nitty-gritty of the update, I'm not going to go into every single bit of this because it's obviously a monthly update, it's massive, there's a lot in there, but I'm just going to pick out the juicy bits. So the server optimization, as always, that's taking place. They're going to optimize fences, doors and windows, and they're also going to optimize vehicle physics. Client optimization is going to take place too. There's going to be optimized memory usage for world objects, terrain rendering, vehicle physics and the user interface. So first up we've got a new weapon, that is the Mark 14 EBR. This is a sniper rifle chambered with 7.62 ammo and is usable with all the sniper rifle attachments. And there are also going to be 2 new face presets and hairstyles to character customization for both genders. So for gameplay we have the first person options coming in. These are servers which will be solely for first person view only. Now for the start off, these are for North America and the EU, and this is only available in solo and duo modes for the time being. I think that's just to test exactly how it goes and maybe just to see what the popularity of this is before they roll it out to the rest of the world and to the 4-player co-op. There's going to be a new feature to report players. This is for cheating and unsportsmanlike behaviour, which is something that's been in the limelight recently, especially with people team killing and the reports of stream sniping, which in my eyes is something for Twitch and YouTube gaming streamers. It's not something that really affects me because I don't stream the game, but I do understand the concerns of people that this happens to. So there is now going to be a new way of reporting those players that you think have done you wrong. They have decreased the reload time of the VSS. Another one which is a good one in my eyes is that if you are booted out of the game or you crash, you can now re-enter the game and join back with your teammates. Your teammates don't have to leave to lobby or anything like that. You can just go straight back in and join them again, which I think is a good one in my eyes. Xbox controllers are now supported. Of course, this game is coming to Xbox later in the year, so they've started the controller support for that. Obviously testing it on the PC version first. You can now honk a car horn. If you are driving the car, you can use your left mouse click to press the horn. They've now reduced the cast time of first aid kit and painkiller to 6 seconds. That's been reduced from 10. And they've reduced the med kit and adrenaline syringe to 8 seconds. So you're now going to be able to med up a little bit quicker when you're in those tense situations where you're trying to take your meds and you don't think you're going to get it done in time. It's now going to be a little bit quicker. They've added a new option for VSync support. I will be trying that one out to see if it makes any discernible difference to the FPS within the game. You'll now be able to use mouse wheel up and down as a keybind. And there's quite a number of bug fixes within this update as well. Issues with crashing and things like that, and inventory issues and various issues. I will of course put a link in the description down below to the full patch notes so that you can read them, because there's just way too much for me to go into right now. But I do think that there's some really good changes in this update coming. Definitely pressing on with making this game a really good game. As I say, I'm enjoying it massively. It's definitely getting a lot better. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this update and seeing how it actually all pans out. And as I said before, I'm doing my own series on this game now, massively enjoying it. Not saying that you should or have to go and watch that, but of course if you want to keep up to date with PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds news, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as I'm following this game very closely lately and will continue to do so. So if you want to keep up to date with the latest news, don't forget to subscribe, press the little bell icon and you'll be informed of my latest videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.